Ever wanted to make the best mashed potatoes? We're about to embark on an adventure, where our potatoes will be transformed into a creamy, cheesy delight. Listed below are the ingredients and amounts. Our recipe calls for 4 pounds of potatoes, or around 8 medium potatoes, 1/2 cup butter, 1/2 cup of half and half, 1/3 cup sour cream, and 4-ounce cream cheese. We'll also need 1½ teaspoon salt, ½ teaspoon crushed black pepper. Add more salt or pepper to taste, but this is a good amount to start with. And finally, 2 teaspoon garlic powder, ½ cup Parmesan, and 2 cups shredded cheddar cheese. Now we're ready to whip up the best mashed potatoes you've ever tasted. Let's get started. First things first, you'll need to prepare the potatoes. Kickstart your culinary journey by choosing the right spuds. Now peel those beauties, discarding the skin. Once they're peeled, it's time to cut them up. Aim for equal-sized chunks. This ensures even cooking and a uniform texture. Now let's move on to the cooking part. Grab a large pot and place your potato chunks in it. Here's a pro tip: always start with cold water. Cover the potatoes in the pot with this cold water. This gradual temperature increase will cook your potatoes evenly, from the inside out. Next, crank up the heat and bring the pot to a boil. Once it's boiling, it's time to dial it back. Reduce the heat to a simmer. This is where patience pays off. Let those potato chunks cook until they're tender. You'll know they're ready when you can easily pierce them with a fork. Once your potatoes are tender, you're ready to move on to the next step. The trick to achieving that velvety smooth texture lies not just in the potatoes themselves, but in the flavorful, creamy blend of ingredients you mix in. To whip up this magical concoction, you'll start by heating the half and half, along with the butter, in a small saucepan. Keep the heat low and steady, and remember, we're aiming for hot, not boiling. Next, add in the sour cream, along with the cream cheese. Now add the salt and crushed black pepper. Finally, add the garlic powder. Stir everything together until it's well combined. Keep stirring until you have a creamy, velvety mixture. Now that you've got your creamy mixture ready, it's time to mash. Now the moment of truth, mashing the potatoes. The first step is to drain our tender potatoes. Be sure to keep them in the pot after draining because we're going to use that residual heat. Now pour over that creamy mixture we made earlier. It's a delightful blend of melted butter, half and half sour cream and cream cheese, all seasoned with salt, crushed black pepper, and a hint of garlic powder. Next, we're going to mash the potatoes. You can use a potato masher or a ricer, whatever you have on hand. Mash until smooth, but remember, a few lumps are not a disaster. They'll give your mashed potatoes a rustic homemade touch. Once you've got your potatoes mashed to your liking, it's time to stir in the cheese. We're using a combination of Parmesan and shredded cheddar cheese. The Parmesan brings a sharp, nutty flavor, while the cheddar adds a beautiful creaminess and color. Stir them in while the potatoes are still hot, so the cheese melts and becomes a part of the heavenly creamy texture. Look at those mashed potatoes, creamy, cheesy, and oh so delicious. There you have it, folks, the best mashed potatoes. Serve them up hot and enjoy. And there you have it, the secret to the best mashed potatoes. We took you through the steps from selecting the right potatoes and preparing them, to revealing the secret ingredients for that creamy texture: butter, half and half, sour cream, and cream cheese. We added some flavor with salt, crushed black pepper and garlic powder, and topped it all off with Parmesan and shredded cheddar cheese. We hope you enjoyed this guide on how to make the best mashed potatoes. Please be sure to give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. It helps out the channel and you'll be notified on future videos. Happy cooking!